Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Stacy Scott, and I'm here with Graham Wickham, President and CEO of Wickham Financial and Insurance Services. And we're back with you this afternoon for our weekly wrap-up. Graham, what's going on in the market this week?
I tell you what, it's an exciting week. Last week, really, I think we had a much more hawkish Fed, or at least Powell, the Federal Reserve Chairman, came out saying they're going to take whatever steps they need to do to break the back of inflation, if you might, to slow this economy down, hinting at 50 basis point increases in the next meetings going forward, with some rumors in the market that maybe they should do 75 basis points to a point. So I think that just really put a lot of pressure on the market that had rallied quite nicely from those lows that we saw at the beginning of the year. I mean, we really saw a 90% down volume in the S&P index. That basically means everything was selling off, right, into Friday. So we saw the NASDAQ small caps roughly down about 3-4%. But at the same time, we saw the S&P down about 2.75, maybe the Dow down roughly about the same. So again, we saw pretty much everything pulling back. 9 out of 11 sectors in the S&P were pulling back last week. So again, pretty big flush in the market. Some real other concerns that we're seeing, maybe some shutdowns, some slowdowns in the reopening over in China. I think at the same time, we saw the IMF basically lowering their expectation for international growth. 1, spurred on with commodity cost, 2, because of the war, 3, just a natural slowdown as everyone's opening up and we're not hoarding as much when we were stuck at home. So I think a general realization that that rates are going up, and how quick, how fast is the big question mark. And that's really what we said to our viewers all along. It's not the question that rates are going to be moving up that might put some pressure on long dated or high growth stocks. It's the pace of rates going up. And you're talking about 50 to 75 base point hikes. That's getting pretty aggressive to kind of tap down this inflation.
Right. Well, Graham, how can this market go down? How long can it go down?
Well, it can go down for a long time, but they generally tend to be shorter in nature. It doesn't mean it might not last another couple days, couple weeks, couple months. It depends if we're talking bear market or if we're talking about kind of a recession, right? And there's rumors on both of those. And the NASDAQ, the Russell have entered a bear market territory again, retesting the lows. You got the NASDAQ, the S&P off about 11.5%. And you got the Dow off about 8.5. So there still is room on the Dow, the S&P, as well as those indices to go down another 5, 10+%. And I'm not going to tell you that would not be surprising to see, because that would be testing some levels that we retested in the lows previous in the year, as well as some technical breakdowns in the charts with the indices if you're a technician, right? Which meaning we could sell off another 5, 10%, and we would still be in a solid bull market, not in a bear market, surprisingly enough. So it could get a little worse before it gets better. The best advice I could tell our viewers is, make sure you got the plan, make sure you got cash set aside on your monthly or needs that you have, any short-term goals. Don't make any big moves, but be willing to make adjustments around the edges, right? If you're overweight international, or if you're underweight high quality dividend paying stocks that are a bit boring, there's your opportunity to maybe use that is still elevated in the market, an opportunity to make some adjustments. But now is not the time that we feel that you should make big moves. But as always, adjustments can always hold a lot of merit in this market.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, thank you so much for that information. And thank you to our viewers for joining us today. And just a reminder, we do have our our monthly Lunch and Learn webinar scheduled for this Wednesday at noon. And so we would love to see you join us on Wednesday for that. And we'll look forward to seeing you again next week for our weekly wrap up. Have a great week, everybody.
Take care.